Hey guys, Bob, No Rush Homestead. Don't pay attention to the mess behind me. I'm in the shop today. I'm kind of working on a last minute Christmas gift for Misty. Got busy during the week, wasn't able to do it. Christmas is actually yesterday. So just doing it today, finishing it up. What I'm working on are just finishing some cutting boards for this one. I did it off camera, drilled the hole, routed the edges, and I haven't sanded it or sealed it yet or anything. But what I wanted to do was show how I routed the hole, the lip on the hole, kind of made it a little smoother. And so the back isn't done yet, and so I'm going to do it on camera here. And then got a second one that I haven't routed any of the edges on it yet. And so, and these are pieces that I had from a previous project I did for my daughter Jordan. She has her range stovetop is in her island, and she didn't have a cover for it or anything, so I made a butcher block cover so she could still use that as counter space, workable space when she's not using the range. And so these are actually leftover pieces from that that I had put together and planed down. And so now I'm going to make the leftover pieces into cutting boards. What I want to do with this one also is I've been seeing them online. When you see some of our previous videos, we do sourdough bread, and Misty bought me one of the bow knives, and you'll see online there's some cutting boards that actually have a groove along here. I plan on doing that on this one too. It just makes it easier when you're cutting with that bow knife to have a relief once it gets past the bread. It's in the groove, so you're actually not cutting on the board itself. So I'm gonna attempt to do that. We'll see how that goes. So first I'll go ahead and I'll demonstrate routing that pocket. I'll try to set you guys up here. It is a little loud, but not too bad. And I'm just using quick clamps to clamp it down. I'm not putting much pressure on it. I'm letting the router do the work. I think that's the most important thing with using a router is don't force it. And I am using safety glasses, so because it does put out some chips. So with this, I actually set it in the hole first. Then I'll turn on the router. Excuse me. Choked myself up. And that kind of routed that edge way. I think I'm going to do it one more time, get a little better cut over on this side maybe. Maybe I didn't hold it completely there. That's better. So this one has routed edges, cleaned up the hole there to make it a little more finger friendly. And in case she wants to hang this one up with the bow knife, she can. But I'm going to get it sanded down and then sealed. So right now, I'm going to work on this one. I need to kind of figure out which side I want as the cutting board because both sides would work. Maybe I ought to determine it on how it sits. Does it sit flat on both of them? There's a little wobble there. So I think it should set here and this should be the top. So after determining that, I'm going to clamp it down. And just wipe off the surface. And with this bit that I'm using, it's just a rounder bit. All I'm doing is just taking off the sharp edge, the straight edge from the cuts. And as you can see, I haven't sanded any of them because I'm going to go over and I'm going to lightly sand even the routed edges once I'm done. So with this router, it has 2 spots for your fingers, and it's got a little finger guard there. So you try to keep that on the working surface as you go. And you start it off the wood and bring it into the workpiece. Makes a really nice rounded edge there. I took it off the workpiece so I could change positions. You want to do what they call feeding it into the router. So feeding the material into the router. So what I'm actually doing, I'm going how the cutting edge is, I'm feeding the wood into the cutting edge. So again, I'll start it off the workpiece. Bring it in. So all I have left is around this corner and then back down to here. You can see it, my work surface is kind of flexing on me. So I kind of got to be careful not to put too much down pressure out here. Alright, so I had to pause it there for a second, get everything set up again. Just making sure that I'll be able to complete everything that's left with one pass here. finish the edge all the way around. All I have left to do is sand it and seal it. Alright, for this next cut, to give that relief cut for when we're slicing bread, I went to a straight bit. And I've got it set fairly shallow for this first pass. And then I can always increase the depth as deep as I want to make this cut. So here goes nothing. Did anybody notice what I did wrong there? What direction was I feeding the router? I was feeding it wrong. And I realized it when I was about halfway through. So it kind of made a rough cut. We'll see here. Alright, so now I'm going to go deeper. And I'm just going to look at my mark, see where I am. About 1.5 over half. Unlock it, slide it down so the bit gets deeper. I think that'll be fine. Alright, so now I'll try to go the right direction. Hopefully I don't screw it up. Figuring out the best way to hold it is always tricky with me. I want to keep it flat on the surface. Definitely better. I'm just gonna have to clean up the edges where it kind of frayed it. Maybe with that first cut I might have been taking too much. That should be enough though. All right, I'll get it all unclamped here. Show you what I did. A little better here. So you can see that I just made a groove in it, so when we're slicing our bread with that bow knife, it's going to come in here instead of actually cutting on the board. So now it's just sanding and sealing. So not too much to them. I was just kind of finishing this up. I've had the boards for, I don't know, probably over a month, maybe 2 months. Just now finally getting around to finishing them. I'm going to go ahead and sand them and then get them sealed so we can put them to use in our kitchen. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you would like and subscribe, it helps us out. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next one.